Now, Richard Hammond has decided to take time out from the racetrack and head for a secret underground laboratory to prove that science is far too cool for school.
Not a car in sight, but there are certainly plenty of explosions.
I do like to get a lot of bang for my buck, and this next invention costs a lot of bucks, so it better give a pretty big bang. Well, I think it probably will. Be afraid. It's my exploding beanie. Your prizes have been loaded in ready. Who's going to press the plunger?
All of us.
Share the blame. It's so much easier after the event that way. Step forward and lift the plunger into the firing position, please, yellow team. There you go. Don't push it yet. OK, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sensational. So Blast Lab is tonight at 5:15 on BBC One, and this is the best sort of science.
Well, because stuff explodes and goes wrong. Yeah, if I can just explain it makes me look a bit cruel, that clip, because at the end of the show there are 2 teams of young scientists in each show, and they compete doing various experiments and stuff all the way through, and at the end, obviously, one team wins, one loses. And the winning team, they get loads of prizes, and the losing team, they win the prizes, but then they have to blow them up.
Oh, so there is a prize in itself.
But the surprising thing is how many of the competitors, they get to the end and you've lost, but you've got to blow your prizes up.
Yay!
They're absolutely chuffed to bits, that's all they want to do. So.
And where other programmes show you experiments and say, please don't do this at home, you are actively saying...
Well, we try to be responsible, obviously, but I think it's about making science fun, isn't it? And not letting anybody feel excluded.
Stop going around the subject. You are actively saying, please do this at home.
It might be worth it. You might learn something from it sometimes. Yes, I think so. Getting involved, getting active.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it gives you the opportunity to play out this sort of scientific passion that you have. I can't understand why you got into journalism and broadcasting, why you're not a scientist.
Because I'm not in any way trained as such. I'm not, not professor.
But were you fascinated?
At school, I was mostly... I liked painting and drawing, and so I excluded myself from science. And yet I was fascinated by it, and I loved it. I read books at home, but at school I'd think, oh, no, I like painting and this. I can't like science as well. That's ridiculous, because for children, learning is learning is learning.
But
so
you were very dexterous, though, because was it both your grandfathers who got you into... You could take a motorcycle apart.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my one grandfather, my mother's father, he trained as a coach builder and a cabinet maker, and he could work metal, wood, everything. Yes, there's a lot of that in the family. None of it rubs off on me. I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but I'm fascinated by it, by physics, yes, by what makes things happen around us, yeah.
Fantastic. So on the show, you have, as you say, these 2 teams of children. You have lab rats, your assistants.
There's one here. Yes, don't be alarmed.
They don't speak.
No.
They're not allowed to
I wouldn't
speak.
trust them to. No, he didn't himself have even tried.
But they do the experiment, so if it does go wrong, you're standing clear.
Well, if anybody's going to get hurt or made a fool of, clearly they're cheap. I've got loads of them.
Yes.
There are children come in, they're precious and valuable.
Of course they are, yes.
Him,
what about the man who had a rocket strapped to his back, though?
Yes. Well, that occasionally we have to bring in a real expert, which always fascinates the lab rats, because they're mesmerised by the idea that somebody actually can do stuff.
Yeah.
So we brought in, well, this guy, you see, now he's using, that is a genuine rocket.
Oh, I love that. I want to come to work on one of those.
Do you know what? We were trying to do the highest slam dunk with a basketball ever. Important science. 30 metres up, that crane is, and he's actually using it to... Look at that,
oh, that's
how long before we can have those down the street? And we can...
Well, here's the key thing, that thing, the engine runs for 31 seconds.
And then you drop out of the sky?
Yeah. I asked him if it does a full cartoon thing, you know, your legs go...
Yeah.
No.
Straight down?
Oh, yes.
Oh, OK, so they've not quite perfected that
yet. It's not entirely practical as a means of getting about.
You haven't put Ninja Nan up in one of those, have you?
No, I should explain. Ninja Nan is, because it's a top-secret underground lab in Blast Lab, it has to be guarded round the clock, often by SAS guards, but quite often they're busy. They can't, you know, they may be getting new socks. Or once they all turned up for work wearing the same colour. It was really embarrassing. Same outfit. So we'll have to get my Ninja Nan steps in and guards us.
Oh.
If you, as we sort of spotted there, you were perhaps stepping away from the fact that children should do what you do on the telly at home. What about in the book?
Well, because we decided to boil it down to a lot of the experiments, a lot of stuff. It's about taking a different look at things around us. And so in the book, yes, we've loaded that full of experiments that you can do. Yes, the idea is to get stuck and actually see it for yourself. It's the best way to learn, isn't it, by seeing things happen. So that's what we've tried to do with the book.
And will you do one for us now?
Yes, we can, because actually we're going to make hovercrafts. We have children. Job, if you want to get behind your table here, I'm going to show you very quickly what to do. Because this is a CD, and, well, I'll demonstrate why we need to do this. Labrat, come here. Come on.
What are we going to do with this?
Right, I'm going to show you why. Because if you lift the table, lift it up. Yes, well done. Not the whole thing, just one end. Bit more. Thank you. Now, there's a reason why that CD doesn't roll down the table. One of the reasons, friction is in action. Yes, that's complicated stuff. Labrat, get out of the way. Thank you very much. So we're going to turn that CD into a hovercraft because hovercrafts are very good at getting rid of some of that friction. So all we need are these key ingredients here. Now, kids, I've already briefed you what to do roughly. So you get the blue tack, you make a seal, you push the bottom top on, you put the balloon on top of that. Do you want to get on and make it? Like
Yeah, show us
so
how to do it.
very quickly, we get the blue tack goes round, we force the bottle top onto that, making sure the bottle top is closed. Then we're going to blow up the balloons. We're actually making hovercrafts.
I love it.
Did you know the first one was made in 1955, kind of as we know them today? And the first passenger hovercraft was in this country was to take people from Wales to Merseyside.
Good heavens.
You didn't need to know that. But
I would have thought it was a
now
nice
you do.
channel, you see, so...
Now
I would
you
have
wasn't.
been-
So we all put the seals around there. Yeah?
Yeah.
OK, so if we blow up our balloons, please. This is where it's less than dignified. Talk for a second.
This is going to go for hours, this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fun. There's no need to sort of...
Well, I'm good at balloons.
Well, no, actually, it's a good point because the air here is going to exert the force that's going to overcome the friction. So you've got a bigger reservoir of air there.
You've got to make sure your top is open.
Make sure the top is closed for now.
Closed for now, I see.
Closed for now. And then you stretch the balloon over the top like that.
All right.
Joe, you're
I'll
doing
hold you,
reasonably well there, Joe.
for you, Joe. There you go.
We've done some practice there.
Can you do it, guys?
OK, yours has just fallen apart badly
good,
there.
good.
OK, now what we can do, because obviously scientifically we need to carry out an experiment. We've constructed something now, we have a theory, so now we have to carry out an experiment to see if it works. And the best way we've discovered of doing that is with a race.
Hang on, I'm just
Great.
I'm just putting ferns together for her.
So, team, if you'd like to bring... In fact, actually, if everybody wants to write their name on their CD, then we'll know... Labrat, you're not taking part. You're here to make sure... Oh.
OK.
Yeah, that's... They are, as I've said, cheap. Right, if you write your name on it so we know who wins.
Lily-
Right,
It's
there's
gone there.
Lillibut.
Fern on there.
Joe, if you bring these over and put them on the start line there. Labrat, would you like to step in and lift the table for me, please? It's going to be slightly tricky if you can squeeze in there. OK, lift it
Can I
up to
stick
the
mine on? Is
exact
there not
size.
room?
Yes, no, please take part, Fern. Right, now if everybody lifts their balloon release valves, they'll be hovering. You see, that is now. Let it go, let it go, let it go. There. Oh, Lara's away.
Whoa, whoa,
Joe's,
whoa, look at that.
Joe's got the most air in, you see, that's working
Straight
well.
off the end.
There's actually
mine
hovering on
wrong.
a cushion of air, which means there's less friction.
Oh.
Fern's has gone bonkers there. OK, you made it, you made it. Oh,
I
Lily, but
have
yours
to
was
say,
just disintegrated.
I think
my
a
darling.
round of
It's gone
applause for Job, who was sensational. Straight down right at the end.
wrong. You built a hovercraft on television. It's not been done often.
done.
All that's happening, you see, is when that balloon is blown up, guys, like that, all it wants to do is return back to its original shape, and so it squeezes the air out. That air comes out through the lid, underneath the CD, and that means that the CD is hovering on like a cushion of air. So there's less friction, which means suddenly it can slide all the way down the table
Very
properly.
good.
And Joe,
Sensational.
you won. Well
Thank you,
done.
Richard.
Thank you, children. Thank you, Labrat.
5:15 tonight on BBC
5:15
One.
tonight, CBBC.
And the book's
Yes,
out
we'll be
on
there.
Friday, I think.
I believe so.
Terrific.
Right, do you want to say that bit?
See you after the break. Thank you.